Morning. Today I want to talk about something that is so instrumental in doing anything in our lives in a positive manner that we actually overlook it. I want to talk today about attitude, and not the bad kind of attitude. I want to talk about something that moves us, something that propels us into doing something great. For the longest time, I really didn't believe that I could change the way that I thought about things. And I really just kind of let things happen. And although my mind was controlling where I went, I didn't let my heart guide my mind. And so, because of circumstances, I was very pessimistic about life and everything that it was bringing to my door. And if anything good showed up, I was very quick to dismiss it. And 5 years ago, my attitude about life completely changed. And it wasn't because of an event. It wasn't because of something traumatic that happened to me that made me change my life. It was instantaneous. It is something that I cannot explain to this day, but my attitude is what has brought me here 5 years later. And it is something that basically grabbed a hold of me, shook me, and got my attention in such a way that it is impossible for me to even go back to who I once was. And I know that sounds really kind of freaky and something that most people don't believe, but I'm going to tell you it happened to me. And I've got witnesses that will tell you, yeah, she was this way before, but this is what she is now, and it's just really fun, and I love where I'm at now. So the one thing that really is so important about making a change in our life, and even if it's a small change, even if it's something that's scary, even if it's something we're excited about, is our attitude towards whatever we're looking towards. And our attitude towards the unknown can be scary and it can be fearful, and we can use that to hold us back. Or we can be excited about the adventure, and even though there are still the same unknowns, we can look forward to them. Our attitude and the way that we think will be pivotal to doing something different. You cannot do something without first thinking about it. I tell people all the time, change the way you think and you change what you do. It's simple, it's easy peasy, it is not something that is that complicated. But in order for you to do something, you have to change the way that you look at it. And you can take any situation and you can look at it negatively or you can look at it positively. And there are so many things that surround our worlds and our lives that are meant to be negative. We are bombarded with negative. I know people that don't read the newspaper and don't watch the news because that's exactly what they're going to get. If there was a newspaper or a news program that covered all things great, how many people do you think would subscribe to it? Guess what? There is not a website out there that is called allthingsnegative.com. It doesn't exist. But how great is it that there are websites out there that are trying to boost us up, that are trying to encourage us to be our best. And when we are inspired because of someone else's story, then that motivates us to do something different. That's that attitude shift that I'm talking about. And it's not something that everybody has. I know people that have been stuck in ruts for years. And if they would just learn to flip that switch that just is like, you know what? I'm tired of being afraid. I'm tired of letting life take something from me because I have something I want to give back. It is paralyzing to watch these people flounder, to just dissolve in front of your eyes. And sometimes it is absolutely excruciating to watch. When you know that all they have to do is focus on why they are here and change the way that they think, then everything becomes possible. And do you know people like that? The people that are the downers, the ones that just always complain about whatever is wrong in the world, whether it's something that's related to the taboo topics that nobody really wants to talk about, but that's all they know. So, you know what? You can choose to be a part of that, or you can choose to stay away from it. And when you have the right kind of attitude, you're not going to care what anybody else says. You're not going to care what anybody else thinks. You're going to go ahead and you're going to move forward. And whatever happens on the other side, happens on the other side. And you'll deal with whatever happens then. And your attitude and the way that you think and how you process information and even how you interpret that same information will determine what happens tomorrow. You know, I believe reasons are there. There's always going to be a reason for something to happen, for someone to say something, for it to be important for it to happen that particular time. And lots of times our attitude dictates what those reasons are. I know people that are grouchy and angry and bitter, and that's their attitude. And guess what? I don't hang around with those kinds of people. I limit my exposure to them if at all possible. And the sad part is that they probably don't even realize that that's the way that they're behaving, or that that's their attitude, because they don't know any different or aren't ready to flip that switch. Well, guess what? We can flip that switch anytime we want to. It's a choice. Changing the way that we think is a choice. It is something that we have to do for ourselves. No one else can do it for us. It doesn't matter how much I say something. It doesn't matter how much I want it for you. It does not matter. If you want it and you want to change what's going on in your head, then you got to change your attitude. And you know what? That's sometimes the best fun, because it's going to be hard and it's not going to be something that's just handed to you. And coming from someone that hasn't always had it easy, I'm going to tell you that getting somewhere where you want to be is going to be absolutely rewarding. What's your attitude like today? Are you having a great day? Are you kind of having a yucky day because the clouds are out, or because it's raining, or because it's too hot, or whatever? Guess what? You're alive today. And I'm going to tell you, I got a friend that has just been buried today. So you can take your attitude and you can do great things with it, or you can let it bury you, and you'll never know what great things you can do. I hope today that you have a great attitude and that you embrace whatever life throws at you and you learn something from it, because that's going to make you better. What's your attitude like? Well, if you don't like it, guess what? You can change it. Have a great day.